It's my entire life at hand. And don't tell me no, I won't retire. I want it big, I want it larger. You call it death, but it's an escape from my own fate. The antidote's my poison. The antidote's my poison. The antidote.
Freedom's my desire. I'll keep running to the fire. Don't you know it's my entire life at hand? Don't tell me no, I won't retire. I want it big, I want it larger. You call it death, but it's an escape from my own fate. The antidote's my poison. The antidote's my poison. The antidote.
I am a tigger. 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 I am a tigger.
Natumai hali yako ni njema. Karibu sana to another Sanaa kwa Sana Sunday session on this 21st day of August 2022 at 9:35 p.m. Tumezoea kufanya hizi live 2 hours from the time that I have just stated. Leo tunaifanya 2 hours earlier than usual. For the past few weeks tumekuwa tukizifanya from around 11 p.m. ama kikaribianga hiyo time. Leo tumeifanya tofauti kiasi. Sina uhakika iwapo kutakuwa na watu watakaotokea kama kawaida because of our erratic behavior with these sessions, but that's how Sanaa kwa Sana does its thing. Hivi ndivyo mmetupenda, hivi ndivyo mmetuzoea, hivi ndivyo tutakuwa. Natumai hali yako ni njema. Shukran for joining another session. If you're watching this baadaye, most likely you're watching this baadaye. That's the only way this ina make sense, kwa sababu for now niko peke yangu. The one person amekuja akaishia reality and dreams world. Sasa niko peke yangu. So watu wenye ni fans, supporters, pillars wa Sanaa kwa Sana na wanaonanga hizi vitu, wana watch baadaye, una watch baadaye after isha happen. So this makes sense. Asante sana for being here for another one. Shukran for the continued support. Unatupeleka closer to our goal ya kuomoka. Tunajaribu sana kuomoka. The bag is the most important thing in life. So we are working, we are toiling to ensure that is the case. Still walking gradually kuelekea our goal ya 1k subscribers. Kwa hivyo usikuwe selfish, sambaza hii injili. Leo kwanza ni Jumapili, lakini injili ya Sanaa kwa Sana unaweza isambaza siku yoyote. Si lazima ikuwe Jumapili, itembeze kila siku ya wiki, because what is time, what are days. Ensure watu wengi wamejua kuhusu Sanaa kwa Sana ili tufikie lengo letu na tuanze kupata hela. Asante sana kwa kutusaidia kutimiza malengo yetu. For today tutafanya kitu simple, another short session as I envision it for now. Inaweza enda imekuwa something else, sijui. It usually happens, so sitakuwa surprised, neither should you be surprised if the video you're currently watching is 2 or 3 hours long. I don't think itakuwa that long though. I have faith. What is life without faith and hope? Our recap first as we work our way hadi leo. Wiki iliyopita tulifanya a recap. Kulikuwa na lot of videos that tulikuwa tumeshare kwa channel, so we did a recap of those videos. That was a part of our discussion, a part of what that Sunday session was. Then as we did that, tuka get into kuongelea our performance za video zetu zinazohusu wakardinali, them as a group na the individual members, projects zao ambazo tumereview, as well as reaction videos which touch and refer to ska, kwa sababu tumefanya reaction videos za ska. Hatujafanya reaction video yoyote ya suicide, hatujafanya reaction video yoyote ya domani, but tumefanya reaction videos za wakardinali. Tumefanya reviews za projects za wakardinali as a group moja. Victims of Madness ya 2020 ilikuwa kwa list ya Musoti. Tukimaliza mwaka as one of the best projects. Alibadilisha mind yake later kuhusu hiyo project. Enda una hiyo review, kisha unaweza uliza Musoti maswali. Leo unaona the beauty ya kufanya hizi vitu different times, tunapata different people. si mtu mngepata hapa normally, but because tunafanya ila hivi time amekuja before aende alale. Ni aje wangu. Karibu sana tu Sanako sana. Najua umetutupa lakini iko tu sawa. The bag is more important than anything in this life. So get that bag. Get that mula. Project yao vile nimesema Victims of Madness, nimeona wako na another project that is supposed to be dropping soon. I want to ask if you are excited about it, rather your expectations kuihusu, if you have any. Ingekuwa na K9 hapa, inge make sense, yendo na kuanga fano wa kardinali amongst supporters wa Sanaa kwa sana more than anyone, so inge make sense kabisa. Na ningekuwa pia na watu wangu wa hip hop, Irauka, Abe, wangeniambia stataja Roja because yeye na Kenyan hip hop ni maadui. Mosoti pia ningemuuliza, but Mosoti siku hizi ni guest kwa Sanaa kwa sana. Yeye ni kaa fan pia. But Victims of Madness is one that tuli review, kisha tukafanya individual projects zao. So we are going through videos that tumefanya that have to do with wakardinali, some of them, not all, kuangalia how they are performing on the channel, which was something that really come up spontaneously while looking at the videos that tulikuwa tumefanya that week na vile zilikuwa zimeperform. Nadhani looking at Sauti Souls tujiangalie remix which features wakardinali na Brooklyn Boys. That conversation na believe ili stem kutoka hapo. Baada ya kuangalia wakardinali tukaunda a playlist ya Sunday sessions as we usually do. That is the 30th playlist tumeunda. Leo tunafaa kuunda our 31st. If people happen to pop up, that's a good one. Look at this video's title for reference if you're lost. Tutaunda our 31st playlist. Tukamaliza na an excerpt ya Malcolm Gladwell kutoka kitabu chake The Tipping Point, which was and is my current read. Iko hapa, niko almost kuimaliza. Then tuka conclude pia with our list na how we usually do na wimbo wa kumaliza. That is what tulifanya wiki iliyopita. Outside of that, pale YouTube hakukuwa na mengi. Our video on Instagram, our video hapa nilieka hapa hapa na hapa referring to YouTube, but our video hapa nilieka YouTube for Instagram. After that ilikuwa mziki ya wiki 2.0 10, which was a celebration 10 weeks za mziki ya wiki 2.0 on YouTube. Mziki ya wiki kwa the blog sanaa.wordpress.com iko at 103. Wiki ijayo itakuwa 104. 2 years of doing this consistently. Nipigie makofi kwa comments, nipigie makofi. The other videos nilizoshare zilikuwa mbili, ni videos zile nimerepurpose from other videos. Moja ilikuwa review ya Karun's song Lie to Me yake na Blocker Beats, mwenye alicomment on the video hapa on Instagram. Shukran to Blocker, sidhani atawai ona hii video. Anyway, the chances are very, but never say never. Chances are low, but that's that. Na ingine ilikuwa artist tuna anticipate releases from kabla 2022 kukamilika. Hiyo ni from our video ya our top 5 albums of 2022 thus far. Kama hujaona hiyo video, enda uione, enda pia uone mziki ya wiki 2.0 10. Look forward to mziki ya wiki 2.0 11 which comes out tomorrow in the morning. Iko up for premiere already. If you're watching this later ishatoka. Take some time. Time is all we have. What is time? Uione, unipatie views na tukaribie goli yetu, so tuache mchezo. Naona ni aje Edna, beauty ya kufanya hizi vitu at different times, unapatanga different people. So Edna is also here. Siku hizi si upatana na Edna to YouTube. Nilitembea kidogo jana, nikaenda tunaweza ita an event. Tunaweza ita an event definitely at Lava Latte, which ilikuwa a pop-up shop. I don't think I've gone to another pop-up shop before. Sidhani. That's interesting. But ilikuwa kwa a pop-up shop event at Lava Latte jana. That's the art event nimeattend since Dance Life Festival, which ilikuwa the last 2 days of July. Tuli discuss that entire festival na CC Babo. Sheki hayo mazungumzo pia. Our resident pandit, ali break down the entire event. Ione hata kama si mtu wa dance, just watch it for the sake of watching it and for the sake of watching a Sanaa kwa Sanaa video, because we need views. And thank you for your understanding and constant help and support. Hiyo ilikuwa event ya mwisho. It's almost a month. Masiku zina kimbia. Here we are. Jana ilikuwa 20th. Hii pop-up shop event naongelea ilikuwa ya Kyansimire, Oroni, Elias, Zordfiles. An incredible creator, writer, illustrator. Unaweza ona kazi zake on Instagram, Zord_files, ZORD_files. If you're watching this on YouTube, most likely nimeweka nimeweka the link to account yake. Unaweza bonyeza uone kazi amefanya, u get familiar with the brand, with the name. In case in the next 5 years amekuwa one of the biggest things, useme ulimjulia kwa sana. But chance anajulikana. But najua pia naweza kuwa nimeput watu kadhaa to his stuff. So chance, commission. Kuna chances pia. Kuna chances that pia is not watching this, but anaweza kuwa amewatch. Ama chance maybe unaiwatch because nimeweka jina yako kwa hii video. So maybe unaiwatch ya Instagram ama YouTube just because it has your name. So my marketing has worked. I have trapped you. And maybe sijasema anything of importance after this. But you're here and you've watched this video. Thank you for your view. These things are absurd in the moment, but they're very contextual. And watching this back, they make sense. Sana kama ime happen the way naisema, that Chance is watching this video sahi. Perfect. Naona Edna anajua zordfiles, anajua Chance. Mujera ni aje, it's been a while since tunedmb hapa. Karibu sana. So Edna anazusha nasema hukuniambia zile nyimbo zinaitwaje. Now you see, I think I need respond that, but sikuendelea, siku follow up after my response. So if you've watched easy Sunday sessions mfululizo, nilisema I will get rid of this segment where naanzanga nikicheza music na maliza nikicheza music, kwa sababu no one cares about this. And also because of copyright, we need to make money from these videos in the future. Hatutaki wasanii watutafute when we become big. So we are playing it safe. So, because no one cares about this segment, nilisema the only person who cares ni Edna. because amecomment twice. Kuna one of the videos alijua the song, ingine aliuliza the name of the song akisema ili evoke childhood memories zake. So because of Edna nikasema acha ni postpone me get rid of this segment ya kuanza na music na kumaliza na music because no one cares. Nafana kuja kwa hiyo video last week anaanza kuzusha. Sai anazusha. Aliuliza what the songs wa ambazo nilicheza. Na nikamweka on the spot kwa sababu if you watch hizi videos na pia if you've watched them before unaweza, you can just be smart about it na usione the entire video, usinisikie nikiongea, which is fine, I won't even judge you. Unaweza sikia tu how it starts. Kama ngoma imekubamba enda mwisho usikie the last segment, usikie the last 5 minutes, 5 to 6 or 7 depending on the length of the song that I play. Nikimaliza minutes of the clip. The reason I'm saying this ni kwa sababu Edna ako na hiyo video ama akuforward hadi mwisho, because I always mention the titles of the songs that I play. If you're watching this video baadaye kangoma ya kuanza imekubamba, a trick na kupatia for future videos and other Sunday session videos, isikize and hadi mwisho utapata title. So Edna sijui ni aje ilimpita, because at the end of the video I mentioned the songs that nilicheza. Edna, am I lying? Am I lying? Anasema I used to wonder how you deal with copyright. I don't deal with copyright. I just get copyright claims, which is what happens when you use copyrighted material, which is fine, sina issue anyway. Edna anasema I watched all of it. Aki, I promise. Kusikia ukimention. I trust that no na hizi videos. I trust you, but junajua unangaishu na time, because what is time? So for copyright sinanga tatizo. I have no problem not making money from hizo videos that ziko na copyrighted music. Mimi niko sawa nazo. Also, see, it's not a strike. So when you have strikes kwa your channel, ndio ni hard ku monetize. So kuna strikes, hizo ni impossible kuzimonetize. Ukifikanga, I think 3 strikes, they close your YouTube channel. So for copyright claims, which are easier to deal with, you can send YouTube disputes. Unaweza dispute, then the team behind the song, they'll review it. Wanaweza rescind the claim ama waseme we want this to stay the way it is. So it depends na the team, how they review it. For YouTube, it also depends on how you use the material that is copyrighted, depends on what you are doing with it. So sometimes as you're disputing your claim, ukitumia material copyrighted, unawaambia naitumia for educational purposes. It's an entirely new version of the song. New version of the song inamaanisha umeitumia differently from what the song is. You have not substituted the song, which what I do need the opposite, because that's just the song as is. So when you are saying unaitumia differently, kama ni for purposes of education, purposes of research or whatever else, and umetumia differently, hata kama ni a reaction video or you are explaining a point ukatumia part of a song to expound on it, hizo when the team reviews wanaweza kuacha kwambia ni sawa, umefanya kile umesema umefanya kwa dispute yako. Pia wanaweza iona waseme we still want to make money because it's their material anyway, na huwezi complain if they want to make money from it. So there is that. So kuna some videos, our reaction videos, I submitted disputes. I think kuna time reaction video ya Sikalikatel for I think Luku ilikuwa imeblokiwa. So the first hours ungeza iona, after that haikuwa available, walikuwa block. So I think nili dispute, then after some time ikakuwa visible mara ingine. I think you can even get it. I think so. Luku ni fisa. So sometimes for YouTube videos that use copyrighted music, unaonanga watu waki alter the pitch. So una alter pitch so the algorithms won't pick the song. Jumebadilisha vile ina sound. Hiyo kwa a technique that people use. The other way ya kuimaneuver inakuanga you just don't use the music. You can have the video and you can play it and then you can record your video as you're reacting. Unaweza choose play maybe at a low volume or an altered pitch, or time una play the music, time una play una mute na una fast forward, then you capture your reactions only. That's another way ya kuifanya. It can take away from the video because also msana watch anataka pia kusikia the music as you're reacting to, but it's only some of the ways that people maneuver this with reaction videos. Nimescroll hadi page 20 hata sioni. I can't even see this thing. Na nimeipata 189 views. Iko available. So that is on copyright na YouTube. Wasanii wapate, for me najiambia wasanii wapate hii pesa yao. I'm using their music, and the agenda for me is just putting people onto music, which is what I do with Mziki ya Wiki kwa blog, Mziki ya Wiki on the channel, and easy sessions pia, just putting people onto music. There is so much music. I am the plug. Mimi si plug wa other stuff, lakini hapo kwa mziki I want to confirm something juu nimekuwa on the spot na Edna. Hazel, niaje. Karibu. Ali, enough for you for today. You're welcome. I care about you. And it's a challenge if you're watching this, if you know the song I started with. Of course, it doesn't make sense for DMB, Edna na Hazel, because nilikuwa peke yangu hapa. Only if you're watching this back, of course, hujui hiyo ngoma. Of course.
Last one, and then after this nimeenda zangu ni ngoma ya Kelly Brown.
Edna, nimekuita mara ngapi? Nimekuita mara ngapi? I usually say, if there is anything haufai kuni question about, ini kama hiyo video nimesema nilishare an excerpt from our top 5 albums of 2022 when niliambia Irauka Achieng akona project. Edna amecheka. Niliambia Irauka Achieng akona project tukidiscuss wasanii tuna look forward to releases from, alafu Irauka anauliza anauliza imetoka. Then tukanyamaza. Eba kamwambia yo, ukishaambiwa na African project imetoka. This is me. Edna, you've watched enough of our videos to know my memory, and here you are. Umenyeka on the spot, sindio? Haya, evidence ndio hii. I do this. Haya,
Fun.
let's hear the build up.
Mara moja kuwa you're not hawaijui.
Let's hear the build up.
Kwako mwenye huijui kwa sababu huwa kwa wale
Ini from our video last week because Edna ameamua kuni challenge.
Our opening song kwa wale hawaijui, kwako mwenye huijui kwa sababu huwa nimeconfirm zaidi ya mara moja kuwa you're not a Play KE bandwagon member as much as you would like to believe. You're not a Kenyan music fan as much as you would want to believe. It's okay, inakubalika. Ni ngoma ya Kelly Brown inaitwa Sitaki Madeni.
Edna, ati? What was your comment again? No, I watched all of it, Aki. Promise. Sikusikia ukimention. Pardon?
Kenyan music fan as much as you would want to believe. It's okay, inakubalika. Ni ngoma ya Kelly Brown inaitwa Sitaki Madeni. Our last one, and then after this nimeenda zangu, ni a song by Checkmate Mido inaitwa Shots from album yake ya 2020 Frequency, which made our top 5 hip hop projects of 2020. He's gonna sema white books and dirty.
On Freestyle Friday kulikuwa na prompt ya Cherera. Hazel na Jackson walitake the cues, rightfully so. Wakadecide kufanya hesabu kwanza peke yao, wakaconsult each other, wakatupatia their final decision. Key consensus Edna on the other hand ametake path ya commissioners wa IEBC, akaamua kuifanya kivyake, akaamua that ako accurate, that ako right, akakuja na statistics, akakuja na figures, akakuja na a report, akimake certain assertions that tumedismantle, unfortunately, because this is me. Na as far as memory, you should know better. Niaje Kafura, the beauty I insist of doing hizi vitu hii time, hizi live, ni watuka kina Kafura huwa pia hapa hivi once every 10 months they make their appearances because it's 10 p.m. It's still early. Asante sana Kafura. Naidna menyamaza, of course. You just deliver facts, story naisha. Naambiwa na DMB, who dares to question my memory? Who? Nani? That's that. That is that. Nilikuwa naongelea zordfiles before nani akuja hapa anje kucomplain. Na rants zake zile ni very unsubstantiated. But I believe Edna amelearn never to do this again. But Edna, tunakupenda bado regardless. The reason you're doing this is because we actually love you. Otherwise, hatungefanya all that mile ya kupull up a video for evidence. But it's because tunakupenda na tunakuappreciate sana as Sanaa kwa sana. Who dares? Oh, nimeona comments zako sahi ukiexplain reason ukusikia nikiongelea hizi mangoma, but sitakuaibisha on a live. I love you too much to do that, so I won't even read what you said on the video, but you can watch the video ya last week uone kile Edna ameandika kijitetea. Hiyo video ya our recap and our videos on wakadinali na reading a Malcolm Gladwell excerpt. So nilikuwa pop-up shop event ya zordfiles, nimesema you should know what this writer, creative na illustrator does. Nimeka IG yake kwa the description if you're watching this hapa on YouTube. If you're watching this on Instagram hapa ni Zord_files. The event ilikuwa inaitwa oh my gosh, where is the reset button for life? Pop-up shop. Art, march, music, anxiety, and food. Very catchy. The title, the poster, the colors. Social awkwardness encouraged. It's something different from how people normally do their events na gatherings. Nilipenda the approach. Ni inviting. Obviously, najua bado kutakuwa na anxiety ya kukuwa na watu, which happens, but the reason that is part of the entire event, na vile amei portray akaipush, even with the graphic, the illustration, exciting, a path to choose for an event, na being realistic about it. Na kusema social awkwardness encouraged. Go be as awkward as possible. And part of the event ni your anxiety. I like the direction, but ilikuwa na march, kulikuwa na DJ playing music, a lot of Kenyan music nilisikia kwa set yake. Kulikuwa na activities alizokuwa nazo. Nilifika kama watu walikuwa shapewa there was a piece of paper yenye ulikuwa unapatiwa, una explore the inner child in you. I have one here but it's different from what watu walipewa mainly. The one I have was for you to take home, ufanye hizo vitu peke yako, ujifanyie therapy. But hiyo piece of paper yenye nataja ilikuwa part of the activity as people were just seated. Sijui kama alianza akiongelesha everyone at once. Si kile nilipata when I got to Lava Latte, ilikuwa people were just seated, nika a usual day, another day at the restaurant, but walikuwa na hizo papers. Alikuwa na meza hapo kwa entrance, they had a microphone there. I think they were also recording some stuff, some content, some material, na kulikuwa na match all over the place. Kulikuwa na prints zake zilihangiwa kwa several places. Then where the DJ was, kulikuwa na table yenye alikuwa na merchandise ile alikuwa anauza. So that was that. Ilikuwa simple, small, the way I prefer events. Napendanga hizo intimate sessions, zile hazina watu wengi, just a small community. It helps a lot when you're building your community if you are a creative. Ni kitu impactful na ni kitu important before wanze ku blow up. When you blow up, these things become hard to do. And also, outside of them being hard to do, wasanii, sionangi wasanii wakijali kuhusu kufanya such things. And we've talked about hizi vitu kuhusu creating experiences for your community, your fans, however you want to call them, your supporters. Kwenye Beyonce, your beehive. So ukiona hiyo chance ichangamkie, but also unaweza ifanya ukiwa big. Ni venye tu wasanii hataki kufikiria. So this was a card. This was a card niliyochukua. Kulikuwa na a zine. Unaweza pata part of this kwa IG yake. Ameshare as carousels. This is a zine, The Big Sad Nairobi, Tiny Stories in a Big City. Yanikumbusha ile concept ya Kaesa, small boys in big cities. Written and drawn by Kyansimire, Zordfiles, Oroni. So this is The Big Sad Nairobi. Then hivyo ndivyo inakaa ndani with the illustrations na the story. Creative, cool. Unaweza zipata toka kwake pia. If you're watching this and by any chance your anxiety ikuruhusu kutafutana na chance kununua hizi vitu, unaweza pitia Lava Latte. Akona match zake huko, utazipata. Pesa itafikia msanii. Which is a zine. It's a small magazine. Ilinipatia ideas that have been ili foster some ideas that I've been having for printing lyrics. You're watching this na ni msanii, iba idea kabla nifanye, because I'm lazy. So tutasema idea ni yako originally, alafu tutasema ni mimi niliiba because I am lazy. This was the other paper that ninasema kuhusu. The first one was different from this one, but this is what it looks like. So kuna activities nimesema. Hiyo ingine ilikuwa na I think crossword part. Ilikuwa na puzzle where you have to identify words and cross them out. Alikuwa with a short story as an introduction, and then now you have to find words that ni values zile humanity inahitaji, with also some humorous aspects to some of them, which ni part of storytelling style yake. Hata ukiona the carousels kwa IG ya zordfiles, you get that a lot, which is something that is beautiful. That aspect ya humor na kukua playful. Humans are for humaning, not zapping. So this box here, box hapa, so your human beings are for humaning, not zapping, ni ya juu. Box iko hapa ni a list of admirable qualities I'm cultivating or already have. Should we can I don't know if are you in for this? You can do this now. Let's do this. Let's do this. Please be with me. Let's do some therapy kidogo. Jianike publicly. Tafadhali, nipo kujianika. Let's do 2 of them. That's one. The other one ni 3 things, but we'll do 2. So let's make this a list of 4. Please be with me. Tafadhali. This is a class. Nimesema na nasemanga, this is me trying to become like Lupe Fiasco and teach. So this is where I'm starting. I might end up remaining here for the rest of my life. So be with me and help me. Kile nasema ni, we can do a list of 2 for both of them, then a list of 4. A list of admirable qualities you are cultivating or already have. What 2 qualities are you cultivating ama unazo tayari that are admirable? Secondly, hope umeanza kutype. Start typing. Keep time is the lesson. Kafura kwa niambia earlier. Kafura. I won't even argue with a Man U fan. I won't. Bwana Abe, ni aje? I mentioned Abe. Akiput Irabuka in his place, akimwambia question African. You don't question African. Akikwambia Achieng has a project. You know that's a fact. And Edna Melan, you don't question African's memory. So, 2 qualities you're cultivating or already uko nazo. Oh, also, it seems ni Kafura ameita Abe hapa because nimeongelea Man U. It all makes sense. Type those 2 qualities and then uniambie 2 things you are grateful for. Nilijua DMB ataongea. Nilijua na Abe. Franka. Yo. Kila fan. Ay. Kila fan Sanaa kwa sana ni fan wa Man U. Roger. Yeah. Poleni, I apologize. Ngogi wa Werimu pia nazusha. Aya, izeni. Sikupenda kwangu ni hali ya maisha. Jua Kali's voice. Yo, watu kidogo wanze vita na mimi saa hii. Wataanza kunireport to Instagram. Sina chuki at all. It's all good. It's peaceful. Yes, it's peaceful. Trust me, it's peaceful. So as also you can grab your notebook kama iko kando yako. If you're close to it, unaweza simama ustretch, uchukue notebook, stretch your body, tembea kidogo. Or if it's just next to you, stretch, uchukue, shikilia pencil, pen. Just a list of 4. Class in session, as DMB amesema. Tuache na watu wa mani wasiniharas hapa. Tunashinda mahakama. Sisi ndio 50+1. Niaje des. So my people, if you're with me for this session, nitashukuru sana tukichangia. Nitashukuru sana. I wanted us to also after this tuongele. That's the reason the title includes plus more. There's something nimefikiria kuhusu references za artists. So that could be a closing conversation, which you can also start now, because anyway, star pengine hold vendetta against me. V for vendetta kwa sababu nimedis Manchester. Hata sijawadis actually. I've just said I'm not talking about Manu, and then kidogo kila mtu anikujie. Ashanikujia in fact. So the list is 4 things. 2 things that you are cultivating as admirable qualities ama that you have. The other, nchukue pencil yangu actually, niandike mimi pia. Let me write this down. And then the other 2 ni things you're grateful for. So a list of 4. So you need this box here, a list of admirable qualities that you have or you're cultivating. Then here need 3 things you're grateful for, but let's make it 2. Or you can mention 1 if you only have 1. So let's make it kitu serious. Hata for the qualities, you can just mention 1. So nilikuwa nasema this is the piece of paper that nilichukua after the session, ama wakati nilifika before I could take my leave, because the main one zilikuwa zimeisha, but ilikuwa hapa chini ilikuwa na a puzzle where you had to cross admirable qualities that human beings need, na kulikuwa na other things going on kwa hiyo karatasi as well. Nilikuwa nimeisha kwa my stories jana. So the other things to do with this piece of paper, as I'm waiting for your answers, a drawing of a garden that represents my mood. The one nimesema this is ni kama a therapy session unaweza have for yourself. Ni hiyo naichorea hapa. Alafu kuna advice to self for how to get over rejection. We won't ask you that. Sitaki dig into trauma. Sitaki kuku-retraumatize. You can advise yourself at home. I only want beautiful things. I only want things you're grateful for and admirable qualities. Hiyo ni hapa advice ya kudeal na rejection here. But this can also refer to the many applications umetuma ukaambiwa we regret to inform you. They really don't. hizo emails we regret to inform you. No, they don't. So first, you don't even know who I am. You did not even know who I was before this application. You don't know who I will be after this application. You do not care about anything regarding my life. So no, you do not regret informing me anything. Neither do you really wish me all the best in my endeavors. You really don't. That's my remedy ya ku get over rejection. These people don't know me. Why are they pretending? Why are we doing this? So then hapa kuna notice without judgment. So kuna 3 categories. Kuna yes, kuna then kuna no. Kuna I'm in love, I'm not in love, kuna longing for something, kuna I feel strong, I feel vulnerable, I'm afraid of the future, I feel loved, I feel hopeful, I'm restless, I'm content, I feel seen. Na hiyo katikati ni si ni it's comme ça. So that's why nilikuwa nasema it's a therapy session. Also another thing that would be interesting for you to do, also if you're watching this later, you can have fun with this as well. Unaweza tu pause, ukifikiria, rewind, do your thing. Questionnaire. Name one person you will call on your last day on earth. Think about it. Name 2 people you need to forgive. Name one person you need to ask for forgiveness. Therapy session. Sanaa kwa sana therapy session. How can you be kind to yourself today? What's stopping you from doing all these things today? Feel free to come back to this video later. Uisikize tena, usikize haya maswali, uyafikirie, uyajibu to yourself. Pia, if you're watching this later, pause whenever, do your thing. So that's that. My class imeamua kukua watu hivi hivi. Mimi nimeandika my 4. My 2 here, my 2 here. So this was Kyansimire's pop-up shop event at Lava Latte jana in the afternoon. Ilikuwa iwe from 11 to 7 p.m. I stayed there briefly, nikaondoka. Again, as I've stated, nita reiterate, check out Zord_files on Instagram for more on kazi yake and for more fun. Alisema ana plan to have more pop-up events, so also look forward to that iwapo uko interested in social awkwardness. Kitu nilikuwa nasema tunaweza maliza nayo, that is a thought I had as I was walking in town. Then I thought that nimehave sahi before nianze live, has to do with references in music, ikija kwa wasanii wa Kenya. I will break this down and let's see where this leads us. Asante to Kafura, Hazel na Mujara for being here with me. Natumai mmefanya your therapy session na mmejisifia for the qualities that you have. Now what uko grateful for? Now the other therapy segment that this session has. What I mean with references kwa mziki is exactly that, references. This cut across all genres, across different generations. Do I recall the exact origin? I think it's just listening to it had to come from hip hop because of how rappers use references and how they tie ideas together. So with that, especially this week, but it's something that nimefikiria even before a wiki with references, ni observing how someone ana communicate ideas zake, how ana string their thoughts together and what they want to say and where they go to make these references. It also comes in from Angolia battle rap because of they have a lot of references. Now watching battle rap, you will need to know a lot of things. Ni kama when you're watching movies by certain directors na certain writers, where they pull from, you will need to know where they are pulling from ndio upate an idea. Lakini with movies kuna opportunity because of the length and how in depth one can get ya ku expand on a thought and a line and a reference deeper than possibly how someone would choose to do so in a rap, depending on how they go about it, or kwa a battle rap stage, because of how they make those references. So you'll have to know the reference ndio we get. Inaweza kuwa an event that may happen kwa pop culture, it could be recent or ya kitambo. Inaweza kuwa such an obscure reference, inaweza kuwa reference ya anime, inaweza kuwa a sports reference, inaweza kuwa a movie or film reference, inaweza kuwa history, inaweza kuwa politics, it could be science, it could be philosophy. So depending on the reference, because the thing with references ni hiyo, ni you need to know ndio uipate. So what happens with art, word art, spoken word art, when you know the reference, there's a way you hear it and there's a way your brain translates that information. When you do not know the reference, there's a way you're not getting it completely. So depending on how react to that reference, depending on how you react to unfamiliar references, it'll determine whether you'll get further into kile unasikia ama utaachana nayo, we ignore altogether, because a majority hawananga time ya kuenda back na kujaribu kutafuta a reference and we've spoken kuhusu layering when it comes to writing. References is part of writing, and that is an aspect that people use when they are layering their messages. So imekuja na kuwatch a lot of battle rap this week because of I admire how they write and their skills za kuandika. I love it a lot. They're unfiltered, but mostly the skill in terms of how they write, so beautiful, and the creativity behind it. Also listening to Aesop Rock, whom I've mentioned a number of times, as well as Lupe, who I also mention a lot. Hata leo nilikuwa najiambia early in the day, I think Lupe Fiasco is the only artist whose interviews I watch. But this could be recency bias, because nimeona interview zake 2 ama 3 recently, but I find myself listening to him more musically. Also the recency bias because drill music in Zion, recent album yake, but also interview zake ama kuona his IG lives. I think the only artist nimeona IG lives zake after hata zisha happen. I go kwa account yake and just watch them. So yes, but Lupe, Aesop na battle rap zimechangia tu conversation. Then I bring in Kenyan context, as well as thinking kuhusu a Trabolee, thinking kuhusu a Romi Swahili. I had missed Romi na mashairi, nimeisikia leo, felt so good. But this is tying back to references. So DMB amekuwa mwanafunzi mzuri, tatupigia DMB makofi. Shukran DMB. Admirable quality, adaptability, and resilience. This is amazing. A quality I'm trying to cultivate is commitment. I really need to get better at that. What I'm grateful for is definitely good health. Way to go, my brother. Shukran sana for sharing that with us. Kafura alikuwa anasema, or when you're listening to El Poet, this is now regarding references. So there, and also you see ukiangalia an El Poet, so ukona an El Poet, ukona, now this is just regarding not references but where they draw from na their inspiration. El Poet, Ivan, Tess, Mumbi, Dofan, Kuni. They're what they go to, not go to, where they come from ni being inspired na rap na hip hop. So if you look at their writing style, you'll see a lot of rap influence. You'll see it in how they're rhyming and where they placed that particular rhyme. The thing with spoken word na poetry, unaweza stretch your rhyme as much as you can. You can also do so with rap, but inakuja kwa format ya musical bars. So kwa the ear of a listener, anangoja hiyo rhyme ikuje with the beat, there is that. So since that isn't there, unless you choose to include it na uitumie, uincorporate kwa your writing na your style, unaweza play around with it, but it's open, hakuna hiyo constriction ya aba. But out nimetaja, and there are also others that nimesahau, kuna hiyo influence ya rap kwa style yao. But point yangu ni the idea of references going to watu nimetaja, from Lupe to Aesop to battle rappers to Romi na Tra. Kile nilikuwa nafikiria ni we have Our pool of references, POOL, for our artists ni ndogo sana. The pool is small, the pool is tiny and shallow. Na it seems that hiyo pool hivyo ndogo vile iko, hivyo shallow vile iko, hapo ndio kila msanii ana pick from. So the same battle rap that nimerefer to, kuna battle rappers whose references pia they come from a small, tiny, shallow pool. There'll be sports references and there'll be movie references. We also have to understand kuna the cultural implication and the cultural influence ya why these references are what they are. Sports na movies and music, there naongelea the US, zimekuwa cultural imprints that have shaped a lot of those people, sana African Americans, that legacy yao ni hizo sports, legacy yao ni mziki. So they draw from that, but also a lot of the media wali consume na what they grew up around, what they grew up with ni hizo movies, ni hizo sports na mziki. Tukumbuke their dream inakuanga rap na football as the metaphor inasemanga that hizo ndio pathways wako nazo, mziki na sports zitakusaidia kuomoka. Hizi vitu zingine not necessarily, or such art forms or such disciplines. So hiyo ndio pool huwa wana draw from. Also outside of battle rappers in general from there. So hizo ni pool of references zile wanatumianga. If we bring it back to the same battle rap na the same rap na music in general, kuna pulling from different references outside of football, sports, let's say sports, na outside of movies. So ukona watu wenye na pull from history, ukona people pulling from politics, ukona people pulling from philosophy, watu wana pull from science, from mathematics, from easy fields zingine that are not usual pools that people use. Now you don't get hizo references ordinarily, because the main ones inakwanga sports na movies, alafu pop culture in general. We bring this home when it comes to music. It is for us sasa tunakuanga na references. Ours come a lot from pop culture. Whatever is happening in the moment, what is contemporary society talking about, nini ime happen online the other day, what is being talked about at the moment. Hizo ndizo references utasikia kwa wasanii kwa their writing. We've discussed this. What it does ni inaekanga a timestamp on your music, on a song, which is still fine. What such does, it takes us back to when hizo moments zilikuwa zina happen. It brings out kile tulikuwa tunaongelea, because hiyo ni a reflection. However, since most of these references zinakuanga very basic, the reference itself ni typical, then vile inafanywa pia haina any creativity, ina soundingi bland na generic. Because the thing ni Kenyans don't shy away from talking about one thing over and over. So nasikia reference moja almost kila mahali, and people are usually quick I think unaweza nipatia a few examples. So kwa maini yangu nakumbuka kuna ile when gengeton ilikuwa ina pop, kuna ile when gengeton was pop ile mbigiji imekulwa na ndogi, ule mtu alisemangeo statement, take a studio, let's make that a song. Kulikuwa na, we've had these moments so many times. Kulikuwa na reference ya Kobe Kihara. I never bothered to know what Kobe Kihara did, but ilikuwa idea ya faking something, faking a lifestyle or something. Iyo Calligraph alikuwa na line kuhusu Kobe Kihara kufake. Sijui ilikuwa kwa juu ya ngori, I think so. Kulikuwa nayo. Kumekuwa na references to embarambara kwa rap. If you think of any other moments, throw them kwa comments. Najaribu kufikiria of others that others may happen recently, or other references za vitu basic kama kutaja kutrend na lari as wordplay, for example. These are things that people have talked about. Boarding kamiguna, hiyo kwanza. Nikifanya mziki ya wiki 2.0 nilisikia kwa maliza na pombe ya King Kaka, na nilikuwa pia nimeisikia before, nadhani aliitumia kwa another song. Sijui kama ilikuwa pull up yake na Wakadinali, but as I did that review kwa mziki ya wiki nilijambia I am not going kwa catalog yake ku find out that reference ilikuwa wapi. I am not doing any of that, but ameitumia before. Kitu kama hiyo, or references za kulewa na Jomushiri, mviri na pombe, sigara. This is our pool of references. Barracks anasema simple boy. Yes, nini freshi barida. There is that. So this is where we, Diana na Bahati, there is that. Kulikuwa na size 8 mateke. Easy pop culture references ni na happen in the moment. I'll use that kwa a lyric. It's funny, it's current, etc. Tuitupe hapo, tuifanye na to move on. So this is our musical pool. Hapa ndio tunatoa references from. The reason nilikuwa naifikiria outside of this being commonplace ni that it's very boring and very tiring. So Kafura alikuwa amesema wakati naongelea layering tusisikize nini. Let us not listen to El Poet. Kafura tusikize nani? And I like the angle that Kafura amekuja nayo with spoken word acts. Napenda hiyo lane tumeenda. So it's tedious, as I've said, because one, ni very ordinary, lakini pia kuna creativity. Now you can only do so much with the reference. If easy references, going back to battle rap, zingekuwa zinafanywa na battle rappers, sio huku internationally, huku only a few. The way hizo references zingekuwa zinakuwa tied into what someone is saying would have been extremely creative, which is why I was binging videos za battle rap sana jana na juzi na hii wiki, I think, but jana na juzi sana. The creativity ni mind blowing. Ukipata artists who also have a way with their references and a way with their themes. Now they talk about different things, see their usual content, their usual material. That's also another pool of reference, content na material. We also pull from, apart from the references, from one place. Na tumerant kuihusu, tumeidiscuss kwa reviews, tumeidiscuss kwa hizi discussions za Sunday sessions. Ni mapenzi, ni kuhave fun, ni drugs, ni kufloss, ni kumadana, and that's it. So listening to vitu nimesema ilikuwa inanisumbua, but not really, nishazoea by this point. Nimereview music for such a long time, or so many works that it seems like ni a long time consistently inakaa hivyo, but ni kwa sababu si interesting, na it depends. Mi pia mi nairauka sana same group whereby una-identify that hizi ngoma they're not for you because kuna target audience tofauti, so unajua we CTA, but the way in which ziko executed si creative because of the aspects that nimetaja. So as far as references, this is something nimeponda. Nilikuwa nasikia Romi Knowledge na Mashairi debut album ya Romi earlier today, and one nilikuwa najiambia, he was in his bag while he was writing for that album. Kuna a zone that alikuwa in, and listening to that album unaifeel, which that is a rare album kwa the Kenyan canon ya mziki. Ukisikiza All Roads Lead Home ya Trabolee tulikana tukaongelea kuhusu, that is also another rare and unique album kwa our music atmosphere. Kuna a number of albums that you can say is in unique offerings from artists in the way they write, and references don't have to be any of these things. So lazima zi come from disciplines or something external. A symbol, an item inaweza kuwa a reference, but we choose to approach differently. And I'm saying this nikifikiria Michelle Gatuiku, for example, with Sky Up Above, debut EP yake ilitoka last year. The idea of Sky Up Above and how it informs the entire album thematically, but also how it feels and how it sounds. But for that album, speaking of references, for that album kuna reference to jazz musicians. Kuna line anasema something to do with Paris. So wishing every day was like Sunday, where ana chill na lava wake, listening to music. And that is a point, is mentioning our jazz musicians and tying that in. Ni something that authors with their references, they do that a lot. Obviously, in a come from, if you use a biographical approach, you're studying a literary text, you'll get that, because where they pull from zinakuanga their experiences. For example, kitabu, one of the books that nilisoma recently was Bomboy ya Yewande Omotoso. Now kuna character, the main character in fact kwa hicho kitabu ana maintain culture ya keeping a specific type of plants or flowers that open up I think at 4 in the afternoon ama kitu kama hiyo, na aliborrow from adoptive mother yake mwenye alikuwa was it a botanist, na alikuwa an expert in that field. So ukisoma bio ya Yewande unaona where that is coming from, because that is also her na field yake. That is an example. So whenever wanna create characters, they draw from their lives, their experiences, and they build using hizo life experiences. They build the characters and they pull them in. It happens a lot, the kinds of maybe utaona a character and I usually that's immediately what I think about. Ukiona a character ati anasoma kitabu fulani najiambianga this is the author reading that book or remembering their memory while reading that book. It happened with Ghana Must Go ya Taiye Selassie. I believe alitaja Chinua Achebe's is it nini Things Fall Apart, I think. Yes, someone was reading Things Fall Apart, or kulikuwa na a scene attached to Things Fall Apart. I immediately told myself this is the author's experience. So huko ndo akili yangu huenanga fast nikiona a reference, kama ni a movie an author ametaja kwa kitabu or kwa short story. Hiyo ndo kile mimi hufikiria, a particular street na what was happening kwa street, a particular cafe or restaurant. It could be anything. Some people are going to watch a particular play. Hizi ni references but zinakuja from maisha za au wasanii. Some of them can also come from imaginations, which is another thing, but that is where nilikuwa naenda with Michel Gatuiku na mentioning jazz musicians on the record kwa hiyo EP yake, kwa hiyo ngoma. The other thing nilikuwa nasema outside of such references ni picking an item, picking something and using that as a symbol or a foundation ya kile unasema. Ni kuna song called For Hawi, track number 2, after the opening song kwa hiyo EP. For Hawi ni dedicated to mtoi wa beste yake. Such a beautiful song. Sijawai skia, I actually have never heard any Kenyan song where someone may dedicate a song to their friend's child. I know that there could be there. Kuna songs kuhusu children. Kuna hizo ngoma za kuambia Nerea sitoe mtoto. Positions za Sauti Sol on women are very interesting, but that's a whole nother discourse. So kuna hiyo na kuna I know kuna songs that people have performed for their friends, baby showers and the like, but this was I think the first song that I had on record that it was dedicated to a friend's child. Akimwambia how the world is, how anafaa kukuwa kind, and if you like going back to flowers, if you like flowers like your mother will grow a garden. It's such a beautiful. Nawambianga msikize Michel Gatuiku bana, mwache jokes. Yeah. Anyway, then there's another song there called Waves or Equator Winter. I remember kwa review tukisema how unique of titling a song that is. How do you call a song Equator Winter? Kuongelea baridi. So you have such Yom Toi, the example nilikuwa na lead to. The other aspect or the other example ni Njoki Karu with a song that actually I am suggesting today ni Anchor. Anchor ni the last song kwa EP yake ya pili, sophomore EP yake tulio review na ilikuwa I think pia part of our top EPs. Yes, so that's the title track ya hiyo EP, and kwa Anchor juu the EP 3 songs 11 minutes inaongelea mahusiano, ni idea ya a ring on a finger and the ring being an anchor. So usha create a metaphor here, how she builds upon the idea of the ring being an anchor, the ring on the finger, and discussing that, building upon this, kuongelea story ya relationships na love na marriage and what it means to the other partner, what it means to yeye, and how wana feel for each other, with the focal point being a ring that inafaa kuwa a lifetime bond. Exceptional. And that's another, that's a reference, that's umetumia a symbol uka build upon an idea ya kuongelea marriage and kutouch on emotions, how mna feel and what is meaning, what this means to you and what this is kwa context ya relationship yako with your partner, and the look in their eyes and what you're reading from that. It is such a poignant song. Hawa ni baadhi ya wasanii wenye wako na hiyo ability ya kupull from somewhere or something and the writing will be beautiful. Lakini generally this isn't the case. In the exception, see the norm. Where we draw from inakuanga very constrained, ni kitu that disappoints me, but then it does not, because nimezoea, as nimesema some moments ago. But that is what nimekuwa nikiwaza. We go to drill music in Zion, Yalipe Fiasco, we go to Aesop Rock. Language choice, because this is another thing. References, ties to language choice, ties to diction, choice of words. It also ties to what you know. So uwezi patia watu kile huna. You can only give people what you have. I think we've mentioned it kwa reviews before, that what are artists listening to. We even maybe discussed this here. What are they watching? I would have asked what are they reading, but so what you have within ndio kile utatoa. At this point, hata before ni proceed, ningetaka kujua if recently, if kuna any artist tunaweza iweka kwa our Kenyan context, pia tunaweza itoa kwa the Kenyan context. Kuna any artist, kuna any song, kuna any verse, kuna any lyrics that encounter recently that made you stop and contemplate, whether for its profundity, whether for curiosity, kutaka kujua kile msanii amesema, whether for how intriguing it was, whether because it's just something that hukuwa unajua about, whether because ulikuwa surprised that the artist ali make such a reference, alisema such a thing. It can be anything. Have you had such an experience recently? A song, a verse, a lyric that made you experience vitu nimetaja. Ningetaka sana kusikia kutoka kwako regarding the same. I was saying this. I could have ningechezea ngoma lakini diction ya Aesop. Nione mziki mmekuwa mkisikiza, na kama kuna wasanii wamekuwa wakitickle your fancies mentally. Juu for anime fans, which I should ask anime, but I should ask rap fans who also are anime fans, kama they have. Do sometimes what draws you to an artist ni their interests. You listen to their lyrics, una note, oh, wakona such a reference, oh, they have such a reference, which ni also ni interest that you also have, and that draws you to them. Juu mnapenda vitu same. So I have to ask rap fans wenye pia ni anime fans, Mujera bado ako hapa? Sijui kama Kenyan Mujera yuko. Kama Kenyan, umepata Kenyan rappers wenye wako na references za anime. I think I've had OGG. So anime na animation. OGG refer to Family Guy kwa a battle, I think ilikuwa against Kafu, something to do with Family Guy. Family Guy is a popular show, but kuna again also with references. Sometimes what pushes you to an artist, what attracts you to them, ni when an artist makes such an obscure reference hukudhani anyone else anaweza kuwa na a similar interest to yours, and that can be a mind-blowing moment, because unajiambia how. Hiyo ni kenye nilikuwa nafikiria, if that is an experience also that you've had, whether umesikia msanii amesema kitu and you had to stop because you did not know anyone else maybe knew that movie, anyone else knew that artist, anyone else knew the song that they are referring to, anyone else had that band that you only think you know. Vitu kama hizo, anyone else ameona hiyo animation ama hiyo anime, ama they know that character, ama wameplay hiyo video game. Video games are another reference for rap na battle rappers sana. So sijui if that is something that we may experience as well, where someone said something and ukaisikia. DNP amesema Tra definitely with Rick and Morty. Mi sikuwa najua Rick and Morty when Tra did that. The reason nitaja Trabolee ni because of this. Trabolee is such an eclectic artist. We even shared a video a while ago, some months back. It could even, I think ilikuwa in May or June. We had so many videos in kankanikani kitambo, but ilikuwa a snippet from our review ya Maliza Roho, tukisema how Tra na Akili Black are unique artists. hata Akili Black ukisikiza beats zake, if you listen to beat tapes zake, snappy little beats, akona certain excerpts that he hutumia that are very quirky, very unique, very peculiar sometimes, but bottom line is inakwanga interesting. That's one thing about them. It makes you think, where did this come from? It reminds me again, Kenyan hip hop people, the art of interludes na excerpts is dead, similar to the art of ciphers, dead. Before ni move on na Trabolee, nilikuwa naongelea Romi knowledge na mashairi, nilikuwa naisikiza earlier hizo skits za Level Next. Level did them brilliantly. Ilipeleka way back to time nilikuwa nafikiria kufanya a piece on the funniest Kenyan interludes na skits, but funniest Kenyan interludes. Of course, when that happens, apart from Romi, ilikuwa inaina. Kama umesikiza, I think ni 2020, which is my favorite album of his, year 2006, akitumia kina Walter Mongare from Ridiculous. But that art, yeah, album making in that manner, also album making, that art is also dead. So many things are dead in this country. But your creativity, you're finding interludes, finding interesting skits, that died. And that pains me a lot nikifikirianga, kwa sababu tunadu Irauka's voice goes back to what I've said. You can only give what you have, unfortunately. Kama tuna draw from pop culture, not movies, not books, not interviews, and everything is there, but it's nowhere. So with Trabolee na Rick and Morty, ilikuwa kwa Mungu Mteja, yeah, 2016 2017, produced by Ed. Kwa beat ya akili, then mix na mastered na Ed, because I'm snapping on the snappy little paste. Sikuwa najua Rick and Morty, but kuna hiyo excerpt ya love love is just a chemical reaction, najua rise above. Wise words. Rise above, najua do different, usifall into this same cycle. Ilikuwa interesting sana. So niliget kujua Rick and Morty baadaye. But that's the thing with Trabolee na references zake, wasanii are not pulling from different things. Tra ana pull from Rick and Morty. Tra ata pull from Charles Bukowski kwa Telos, mwenye alidefine that project with excerpts zake, your concept ya finding light, something that Bukowski aliongelea. Tra ata pull from philosophy and metaphysics, idea ya questioning what life is na meaning ya existence. And this is All Roads Lead Home, debut album yake at 19 years old. Tra kona references za philosophy. This is 2015. Tra ako on Alan Watts already, anamweka kwa album yake the first song akiongelea think about sleeping and not waking up, and references zake za religion, references zake za existence, and hiyo dichotomy kwa the album. Genetic hapo anaongelea Bhagavad Gita. This is also sampling wakiongelea Fela Kuti, track mention Fela Kuti. Fela Kuti on the saxophone, take it back to basics, back to home. There is that. Is it tayari ni a varied pool of reference, but this is only one album. Rick and Morty ilikuwa a single. Telos Bukowski. So it was Bukowski. Yes. Yes, Bukowski. So this is different things coming kutoka msanii. Kuna Fibonacci, the Fibonacci mpaka try alifanya ni tafute Fibonacci ni nini, and I think only Romi Genetic wamefanya it's in other words. Kwenye nilikuwa pia nauliza ni kama kuna msanii amefanya ukahavu kwenda kutafuta a reference mahali kujua kile alikuwa anasema, which I think I've mentioned. Fibonacci, which was on beat ya Versace, taking a popular song that is very basic, very direct, alafu unaongelea Fibonacci. Hata nilikuwa naifikiria, it's interesting because nilikuwa naifikiria pia, I think last week 1 1 2 3 1 1 2 3 5 8 13 1 1 2 3 5 8 13. Yes, because the preceding number ni a sum of the last two, so 1 1 1 2 1 1 2 3 1 1 2 3 5 8 13. Yes, that's Fibonacci. And there's also another artist I know who mentions the Fibonacci. It's in the Fibonacci. The number is in the flowers, ama kitu kama hiyo. But who sikuwa najua Fibonacci at the time, and that's one thing that I think, yes, watu wa 1183 walifanya nifanye a lot of googling. Genetic akona a line kwa Antidote. There's a song, ni the second song on Antidote. Na Descent go beat Kapara Troopers. What's the name? Ni Ice Age. I think ni akona two songs. Jika ni Ice Age. Kafura alikuwa anasema, so unasema wasanii wasome. Wasanii wasisome. Wasanii. Wasanii wakuwe tu wasanii. So wasanii ni wasanii. Mbona wasanii wasome? Why bother? I'll refer to 6 8 unit. Let me see. Yes, this is ni reference, I believe ni Ice Age. Ice Age is the last song. Anasemanga unit ni 731. Nikiexperiment na human beings ama kitu kama hiyo. Sikuwa najua kuhusu unit 731, unit 731. So it's a short for Manchu Detachment 731, and also known as the Kamu Detachment and Ishi Unit. It was a covert biological and chemical warfare research and development unit of the Imperial Japanese Army. So this is 1935. So biological weapons, biological chemical warfare. I did not know about any of that. So kwa WW2 human experiment. Nakumbuka battle rap. Nilisema kuna wachache who can make me do this. Nani? Shahidi akibattle Kalimani. Alimwambia something to do itakuwa ugly. Una deal na the itakuwa ugly kama the elephant man masharia, something along those lines. Itakuwa ugly kama the elephant man masharia. Sasa nilikuwa nafikiria elephant man ugliness. On checking the reference, there is a particular human being mwenye ali exist at a point in time, mwenye ilikuwa an abnormal growth. So and it's called Proteus syndrome. Yes, now the man was called Joseph Merrick, aka the Elephant Man. I did not know kuhusu the Elephant Man. But what I'm saying ni hizi references that you can only get from specific artists. Irauka ni aje? Nilikuwa nasema kuna msanii fulani, unaona comment ya DMB, the last comment before kuja, nilikuwa nasema apart from Tra mwenye aliniintroduce to Fibonacci because I am ignorant, nilikuwa nasema kuna another artist I know mwenye pia nasemanga Fibonacci na numbers being in the flowers ama kitu kama hiyo. Sijui kama unamjua something Fibonacci, it's all in the flowers, something of that sort. So Proteus syndrome is one of the rarest genetic conditions in the world. The syndrome causes abnormal overgrowth in certain parts of the body. It is commonly called the elephant man disease. So the overgrowth results in significant lifelong physical differences and potential disabilities. Yes, so the name of that person mwenye alifanya this became whatever it is, anaitwa Joseph Merrick. Yes, Joseph Merrick, August 1862 to April 1980. Often erroneously called John Merrick, was an Englishman known for having severe deformities. So that is what Shahidi alikuwa ana refer to. Best known as the Elephant Man, has been the subject of many medical studies, documentaries, and works of fiction. Yes, Joseph Karu Merrick, also known as the Elephant Man. I don't think it is the same, because this is rare. Elephantiasis is this is very, it's a rare condition. I don't know if I should. Nah, you can Google the images for yourself. Uone Joseph Merrick. So Shahidi alirefer to this akidis Kalimani kwa their battle, ugly something, the elephant man masharia, but sikuget. So but that's the thing, ni Shahidi ni Romi kwa Dynasties and Kingdoms ya 2011 yake na Trabolee, the first song, I think that's the song that I ever heard by them, 2011. Mini OG sinione hivi 11 years ago. Anasemanga ka epidemic, what's the word, ka epidemic sanusi, sijui hata iko online. Is this thing? I don't think on YouTube. Ilikuanga on SoundCloud. Irauka amesema najua msanii kiplani. Irauka nilikuwa nauliza kama now that you're here you might help me a lot, kwa sababu DMB na Hazel DMB amechangamka. I can't even say this kuhusu DMB. I'll only bring a case to Hazel's front door, kwa sababu ajasikiza wasanii wa Kenya. DMB alitaja Tra with Rick and Morty, na akataja Fibonacci, tunaongelea references which it can be Kenya ama nje ya Kenya. Kuna any verse recently or song ama a lyric that umesikia regarding a reference kutoka msanii and ukajua ukajiambia msanii amesema nini hiyo, or what is that reference about, ukahave kwenda kutafuta the reference, or ukashangaa because ukujua someone else knows what it is. Because sometimes kuna very obscure facts that people know. It can be, I may refer to an obscure movie, an obscure animation ama anime, inaweza kuwa whatever, anything, but are there references that umesikia recently that have intrigued you? Let us know. Or also unaweza tuambia from past experience. Ukiongelea past experiences tuambie za Kenya recently, inaweza kuwa any. That's why DMB ametupeleka Fibonacci na Rick and Morty kwa Mungu Mteja. Mi nimesema zangu kuhusu genetic, akiongelea unit 731, hiyo human experiment ya Japan, Shahidi na the Elephant Man, Romi na the one I'm searching for sahi, Trabolee na nini. Now in terms of references and artists pulling from different na unique references as far as Kenyan music, track who pull from Charles book. Yes, I was sure there was something nilikuwa nafikiria. Telos was Charles Bukowski na Carl Young. Ni Carl Young actually. Juu nilikuwa nafikiria C.S. Lewis. No, si C.S. Lewis. Yes, Carl Young alikuwa an integral part ya Telos. That's the person nilikuwa nafikiria, and I knew it. Search or track who pull from Alan Watts kwa All Roads, such things, genetic, kumention Bhagavad Gita na metaphysics. Easy references ndio vitu tunazungumzia. Sasa Romi will now mention Romi atakutajia a literary figure mwenye hujawai sikiza before. This for instance of course ili happen kwa Dynasties and Kingdoms, the one I'm searching for. Sipati hiyo track. I was okay, let's see. Dynasties and Kingdoms. Search hapa. Epidemic Sanusi. Hata Romi kwa Romi na mashairi kuna hiyo track, nimesahau the name of the author. I think ni a Zimbabwean author. Kwa Once Upon a Time ikiisha, akiongelea story ya kutembea barefoot na school ikianza kumuitisha shule, kuanza kumuitisha sijui viatu ama kuvaa viatu and something along those lines, that alikuwa so used kutembea barefoot. Such excerpts. Kuna also another excerpt called the interlude, akiongelea why have we lost who we are. There's a particular woman who speaks akisema why have we lost who we are, where has our essence gone. Easy, interesting interludes, interesting skits, na nimesema that art is dead, kwa sababu Kafura muuliza wasanii wasome, wasanii wasomi, wasijua wasanii wana watch movie gani, wasanii wani movies, wasanii ni kama mimi, why watch a movie? why watch a movie? Epidemic ama ni kwa road trouble na majina persistent road trouble ka epidemic sanusi. Is it really? Okay, let's see. Basically alimuita squint-eyed beast.
Most of this MC
wait, but I ain't trying to make you dance. Road trouble, no
how meta can this get? So the only ordinary thing here, which is not so ordinary because si watu wengi, is that I am referring to the people we usually do Trabolee na Romi. It seems Tanzania no the only rappers hii Kenya iko nayo. We refer to Romi na Trabolee a lot, so that's the only repetition here, which is similar to Kenyan music. So I'm learning from Kenyan music. Outside of that, ni tumongelea wasanii kukosa interludes. This is our interlude. This is where I divert.
Road trouble, not your heads in advance. I have to confess while in the show, kuna profit kwa hii pen. Niko better off kuchanga 50 cents from many men. Napenda dem anaitwa hip hop amechapa sahi. Hata Isa kimcheki ezi mari. Unaweza nita black zebra vile na miss mistari. Wali find fame sense ikajificha. Notorious rappers don't get the big picture. Hide kwa giza light nikisick nimeshindwa vita, but the art has been inherited by the mic. Wanangoja ni lose faith kavile Evans alidivorce Biggie na ashes za Shakur zilishasafiri. So my MC to pack my rhyme book, but my fans wako fishi kila saa wanadai hooks. It's easy, siku hizi unaweza kuwa the shit juu inzi na kucheki na maybe uko na fly looks. Wanataka mwashe TV na mwache kubuy books. Chuki hawkers, pokers, kemi me lose focus. Ni maboga scorers, vitu siezi sikia. Ulembo sikule chakula unapata kwa njia. Mina kupea food for thought down the throat. Straight from the streets, vile priest alifaa kuwa therapist. Akageuka the rapist. Fungua macho tona hata vipofu wao ni racist. Au marapo akianza kuchita the god. Mina geuka atheist, liquid swords. Najua unipati, bluetooth niliacha kwa dentist. Vitu tunafanya hata Clark Kent. Mangoma shagi wambie wa repent. Sorry, I was lost in translation. Sometimes I face the mirror and see my pain as
The
only reflection. And with the pain I design my desired path. An assassin was assigned and he acquired an admired rat. So don't act shaky if you can't face the dire aftermath. And it's a fact, sina sura kwa game. So singoja good first impression. But kauli dhani mula na ndula ndo the answer. It's a shame.
Because it must have been a very stupid question. I ain't trying to make you mad. Road trouble, not your head in advance. Road trouble, not your head in advance. I ain't trying to make you dance. Road trouble, not your head in advance.
Road trouble, na mavina persistent.
Road trouble.
Na majina zina infect. Mlitudimina si hindo effect. Flow ni homogeneous, genetic composition na mtoto alizaliwa through incest. Bunduki blush provoke alamu, karibu kwa wamu. Wanawake skata nika nyuki zilijelika kwa karamu. Jina ni Romi, karibu nyote sikudhani mtajaza hall. Niko na vitu nyingi za kwa show kabla curtain fall. Hapa ni b-boy, jitoe kama unangoja kuona madansa kwa ball. Walinifunza kufikiria outside the box, lakini mall imenifunza kufikiria bila box at all. Na mimi si mfupi, ni vile tu ni kwa underdoll. Na time music deep kwa pocket, ni temnechi na kota doll. Maisha yangu imejaa mawevu, tadhani buke hesabu. Room yangu nikivya vitabu, niko past peak, past sick. Mpaka nasikia whispers nikishaidias na wafu. Na niaje na angaliomba na hawa watu. Nika kitambo nilikufa after kuwa mkaburi ka Lazarus. Spirit imekuja kugotea mifupa. Mliletwa ngoma ilitwa changes na Tupac. Melody mkaishika, words mkazitupa. Your favorite rapper atakupeaje knowledge na yuko empty from the neck up kachupa. Ukitaka kunyamazisha kibogoya anzisha debate ya mfupa. Wananiita insane, sikanushi. Niapate nikiangalia nikiangalia meaning ya the word kamusi kwa kamusi nikiwaza eyo storytelling epidemic sanusi natokea mali malomeka ni malobreaker ubatu na ihandoka midway fuzuri na mikono za undertaker mali mitana kifo lomeka ni malobreaker ubatu na ihandoka word kamusi kwa kamusi nikiwaza eyo storytelling epidemic sanusi natokea mali malomeka ni malobreaker ubatu na ihandoka midway fuzuri na mikono za undertaker mali mitana kifo zuambatana ka packages mambo fanywa na skill majina walikuwa trap kwa packages mali gapo tenganisha democracy na tyranny iko so thin budget ya kuishwa precise kama shamed za coffin itabaki na watch your back na simanishi semi zako glances vijana alichukua weapon juu mitiani iliyofanya machoice ya kutake chances blessings casses hini our love na shukrani 1000 to the masses.
I ain't tryna make you dance, road trouble. In advance. Like a DJ and a beat, I ain't tryna make you dance, road trouble. Nod your heads in advance. Another meta, rather serendipitous or both. Nilisema try na reference yake to Fela on the saxophone kwa Rotrabo reprise kwa Old Roads Lead Home, and this was the original Rotrabo song. Walikuwa na a project together as Rotrabo. One project that I wish tungewahi pata ni Romi na Trabolee collaboration. The other one ni a Trabolee and a Qina collaboration. Qina is another one. Diction ya Qina. So hiyo reference niko natafuta ni hiyo, niko sure kwa hii ngoma. Ni hiyo nikiwaza eyo ka Abidami Sanusi. Ni eyo is the name of the novel, written and published by Abidemi Sanusi. This is in 2009, fiction. Ni intriguing. You can never get such a reference from anyone else. Another person nimefikiria, two more people. Mike Woods draws a references zake ni ni cosmic, ni metaphysics, ni philosophy, a lot of philosophy, science, spirituality. Yes, hata ukisoma writing zake, such an intriguing writer. I used to read his blog a lot in 2015-16, a lot. Then kuna the other person nimefikiria ni MC Spook ama Omondi Oroni. Hizi ni references kutoka wasanii and how unique they are. So who else could have said eyo ka Abidemi Sanusi on a record? Irauka alikuwa amesema kuna skita Kili Black kutumia kwa I think Snappy 5, but the name of the show eludes me. Then akasema ni Gary and his Demons is the show. Na hata before Irauka kuje nilirefer to what we said kwa review ya Maliza Roho ya Trana Kili Black, how both of them are unique artists, na nikasema how hapa ukisikiza beats za Kili Black kwa beat tapes zake, where he draws his skits from, very intriguing and very humorous, very unique. Ndio nikasema ati ya interludes na skits imededi. Sasa nicheze verse ya Qina, interlude inaendelea bado. This song goes hard. And the gods hataki kusikia ngoma, but as it loads, ukiangalia ukiangalia the song that I've played, Euro Trouble, unaweza ona, ukiangalia where Tra ameenda later kwa career yake with his writing, kuna a lot of growth even for Romi, both of them kwa their writing na their vocal delivery. Sasa mtu mzuri. Where they've gone, kuna so much growth, but here yeah, I'm looking for something specific. Hey, try go in kwa yo, the first time nisikia freedom of speech, I lost it. What? Mi au pia ni wasana for kunipatia commission 1183 mnipe commission. Nilitembeza hiyo injili mbaya. Niko part of the marketing team. But for Trouble, hata ukisikia the references, both of them mention Tupac, interestingly. Then nani amongelea Biggie, Faith na Biggie, Tra, amongelea 50 Cent na Many Men, pop culture references, amongelea Isa, Mari, then Shahidi, Aftermath. For Romi outside of hiyo Tupac na Sanusi, kuna a reference to vile amejifunza kuthink outside of the box kwa sababu ya mole. Then hiyo line ya genetic composition ya mtu amezaliwa through incest, only Romi can say that. Hiyo ni Romi na genetic can say such things. So the reason I'm playing this verse ya Qina, you'll see.
Yo, Trouble, fuck you ignorance. Will not be televised, will not be televised, will not be televised. Yo, check it. Biggest up your walipita na euphoria, doone rap inahitaji kupeana test za aptitude, wana count on waves, wacha nionyeshe intensity ya upuzi wa kusimama na multitude, attitude ilikoze illusion ya lyrical midget to stand tall, but tuna ability ya ID wolves in sheep's clothing na kuwa mada kikondoo, free, but neo-colonialism ni mokari ya blood ilishediwa tukitafuta independence, tyrants only live by the sword, wamekufa kwa mansions in fancy deathbeds wakiserve death sentence, so fuck sages, hakuna siku Venus na Serena watakufa by the racket, souls zimekuwa niche kwa market, IRS inafaa kugeuza anda walikuwe target, remedy ya kuishi below poverty line kufall nja tax bracket, combination ya wisdom na knowledge nikikupatia nuggets, lenga alafu smart questions itakugeuza target, forget, the only time utakaribia normality ni ukichizi weko kwa straight jacket, chairman of funeral committee ni necrophilic, chunguza kaa coffin na mwili juu ameorganize mazishi close casket, I think along the same line lakini bado wana put their heads together na marachet, society liku blindside, kukupea status za big wig na underneath unapoteza hairline, notice when it's too late ushafika end of the line, life uliishi, compromises ulimake, redemption iko beyond reach, so wazako zimefiliwa na regrets, exercise your freedom of speech, yo, Trouble, Qina, 1183, Johas.
Qina used to nilikuwa napenda kumsikiza because of his delivery, how alikuwa ana enunciate kila syllable na ulikuwa unasikia kila kitu. I loved that. kila I loved that about delivery yake. On top of that, diction, hizo references za big wigs, Venus na Serena kufa by the racket, so kuswitch easy sayings na phrases, something that Aesop does amazingly, kutumia phrases and playing around with them. And level yake ya wordplay, something that people, I don't think many give him credit for, but pia ni because of our skewed view ya wordplay, basic way ya kuview wordplay, jini kubreak a word into two na kumake a punchline out of it na kuifanya ikuwe funny. What you see Qina doing is really different with your in your remedy ya ya poverty ni kufall nje ya tax bracket. Kuuza souls imekuwa niche. IRS nafaa kugeuza underworld ikuwe target. What the fuck? Chairman wa funeral committee ni necrophilic. Shughuli zake uko finyi na mwili. Qina. Yo. Nilikuwa nasikiza hizi tracks back to back and I was obsessed with 1183, one of the greatest hip hop imprints in Kenya, but mostly their uniqueness, very very unique. Hata nimefikiria another person is the god Apollo, yeye na Liquid references zao au sasa wana draw a lot from horrorcore as well as philosophy, Greek mythology, Mephistopheles famously as Liquid would quote and the like, vituka Apollo's creed. So hizi ni pools of references for these artists ni different na diversified, unaweza kutoka anywhere. I came to know years later because siku bother with the reference, makosa nilifanya with Revolution ya Shahidi na Romi. And recently Romi alishare an interesting story with that song, how ilikuwa their first collab na Shahidi na aliandika verse yake akiwa kwa studio. Alikuwa na beat but I think sijui ilikataa hadi time walikuwa kwa studio, and alishare this on Facebook. Alisema original verse ya Shah ilikuwa such a beautiful story, aliandika kwa beat ya Dance with the Devil ya Immortal Technique. So that was siku anajua hii story. Then Romi verse yake kaandika kwa studio. Then kuna another beat ilikuwa washughulikie, Shah alimtumia waandike pamoja. Romi akaona hakukuwa na a sense of urgency from Shah, akamtoka hiyo beat. That song became Killing the Poet ya Romi Nyodoji na Mashairi, debut album yake The Closer. Interesting, very exciting stories za how these songs really come about. But with our wasanii inaweza enda anywhere na everywhere, and also diction inasaidia sana. Learning kuhusu necrophilia na hiyo reference ya Qina. The other one ni kuna song called Imposters. Anasemanga kitu kuhusu watu kuweka trust kwa prophylactics. Siku anajua prophylactics. It's knowing hizi vitu and then how you use them. So beautiful. They 1183 have really impacted my writing style, or have yes style in terms of diction. Sana only play a huge role. But what I was saying, kwa Revolution wakiongelea si Revolution wanaongelea the economic confessions of an economic hitman. They take from that and they use hizo. The song I'm referring to ni Republic ya Shahidi na Genetic. Kwa hizo ziko kwa Rift. Vile Genetic anasemanga mapoko wako na slot ya kuswipe plastic money. It's insane. It is insane. Anyway, the thing is this. And the repetition that we do here ni refine the same people because they're great anyway. So kwa Republic, the excerpts that they pull wakisema Gava doesn't care about you na it sucks that rich, I must be American, white collar, blue collar, hey, matter what color of color you are, keep electing these rich cocksuckers who don't give a fuck about you. They don't give a fuck about you. They don't care about you. They don't give a fuck about you. Ilikuwa excerpt ya George Carlin na kuona, finding out later that these people were also aware of easy aspects za culture and drawing from such comedians na statements zao. Ni interesting sana, and this is what I'm saying with skits na interludes na references. Irauka, sijui kama kuna any other part from Akili Black outside of Kenya, unaweza enda anywhere pia. DMB, any other? Hazel, story yako ni sawa, hatuta kujudge. Ka hapo tu hatu kujudge. Kitu nilikuwa na appreciate sana ni for hizi references I was learning new things na nilikuwa nabambika sana. For me, enjoying your process, na nimesema si watu wengi, sometimes a reference inaweza kuturn off depending on how you take new references. Unaweza isikia niseme ita make sense, ni move on, ama uisikie ukue curious kufind out kile amerefer to, na iko hiyo process ya kuget the line, kuchambua amesema hii, what does this mean, google, okay, which is something that I usually think about, nilicultivate sana while I was getting into hip hop, because I did this a lot by myself, not having a sibling mwenye amekuimpact kusikia mziki fulani, but just getting into this art form na kutafuta music na kusikiza music na kulearn the history. Ili come from also that this process ya loving doing it came from your intention ya kutaka kujua more about the art form, because I used to, with my Nokia C1, which part and parcel of what I've become, I used to spend a lot of time on, so whenever I went to the cyber, I would spend time on Rap Genius, when it used to be Rap Genius, nikisikiza ciphers, nikisikiza songs, na open tab ya Rap Genius ndio nipate a reference. I loved doing that. Then I would also check out profiles za wasanii on Wikipedia. I did that a lot, knowing when msanii alianza career yake, also checking their biography, kuna where they came from, the cities that they come from, whom they've worked with, hapo kwa associated acts, unaenda kwa unaona what they've done kwa the industry na their music careers. I used to do this a lot, so niko na spend pia time on Wikipedia kusoma bios za wasanii, kutaka kujua the history, so that ilichangia mi kukuwa curious whenever I listen to something na sija get the reference, mi kudai kuicheki na kulearn more about it, kulearn new words is another one, and I enjoy doing that. Irauka amesema Rap Ferreira Elias Milo, formerly known as, yes, Milo, who wana a lot of deep cut references, games, cartoons, philosophy, current events, hip hop references. Nitaongeza pia art is another one, similar to Lupe, kuna pia art references, na Lupe pia kuna references za games. Nilikuwa nasikia Adoration with the Magai. I was watching a reaction video ya msee jana, niko na pia interview zake pia hii wiki, but hao ni watu wako na Milo kwanza and then style ya Milo ni erratic, so anaweza toka reference moja to another. So if you're into this kind of raps that Irauka loves, Rap Ferreira Elias Milo, Elias Scallops Hotel. Open Mic Eagle too, with references. Open Mic is another one. Kitu nilikuwa nasema earlier with references, that unaweza sikia msanii refer to something you didn't think someone else knows in the world. Ni vitu zili draw people to mtuka Doom because of references zake to cartoons, comic books. And nilikuwa nasema I need to know from Kenyan rap and anime and animation fans whether they have that from rappers, whether wamesikiza rappers or refer to some anime which are deep cut, or maybe popular animations in anime, but the way I may frame ni exciting, or even obscure ones that umesikia msee amerefer to kajambia yo okay, because that draws you more to an artist. Irabuka amesema yes, open mic na anime. So I'd love to know from Kenyan rap fans, do references are they make the music more interesting. But hapa references zetu ni za drugs, references za serikali, references za contemporary and pop culture. Whatever may happen on Twitter itakuwa kwa lyric next week. Celebrities, talking about other celebrities as bars. And basically that's it. Someone else I would mention I'd mention Domani when he's serious. Nimekuwa nikifeel amekuwa ki half-ass verses zake recently, but kwanza ukisikiza hizo Mungu series where he's just rapping, just pick a beat na ana rap for 4-5 minutes plus, unaweza ona hizo references na flashes kwa hizo mangoma. So I'd mention Munga, I'd also mention Suicide, because hata kwa review ya album yake nilisema there's a way he phrases his thoughts na he makes some references that only he would do. Kuna particular line alimention, alirefer, was it Ronald Reagan ama alirefer to a particular US politician, but the way alisema nilikuwa nasema only Suicide kwa kardinali angeiweka hivyo, and yuko pia na hizo moments. Siku hizi wamekuwa ile hanga imeisha, wezi replicate hanga. But whenever wako keen, whenever wako serious kuhusu the penmanship, utapata brilliance completely ama flashes of brilliance. Irauka ameagree na Doom, and then Ari the Rugged Man. If you go back, let's say the 90s and early 2000s, you're into comic books, then you find kuna a rapper called MF Doom, and that's what he's doing with his albums, having characters for different albums and featuring different characters. Ka ini album ya Doom ana feature Victor Vaughn and ana create hizi worlds. You will enjoy that, obviously. And their culture is different. People care about these things. People love these things. Hapo utakuwa na reference to kuwai mtu Nietzsche. Nietzsche, okay, Nietzsche. So I just, hiyo ni thought nilikuwa nayo kuhusu references. Nimekuwa nikifikiria sana, and how basic our pool is when it comes to Kenyan music. Sikumbuki the last, apart from watu nimetaja, sipatangi hiyo feeling ya okay, hapo umesema nini, acha nicheki reference. The references ziko tu za whatever is currently happening. That's just as far as it goes. Utafanya sasa na feel saa kucheza nini? What's the name of the song? Imposter. Hopeless. R.A. the Rugged Man. And you're coming from Irauka. Of course, tukienda nje tutapata wengi. I would have loved to hear from, I think, going back to older musicians generally, most of them zilikuwa cultural references and the political climate. So nafikiria James Brown with I'm Black and I'm Proud. Nafikiria B.B. King, the king of blues, Miles Davis, Kina Coltrane, na Nina Simone for example. Hata Nina Simone famously kusema role ya msanii ni kureflect the times, coming from political climate ile alikuwa in. So kuna looking at that with older acts where the political climate was their reference point, sana for African Americans, Negroes. Afu kuna years later that developing and people still drawing from the same but touching on other different points who communicate that main point. I would have loved for Kafura na Heizo, najua hapa wangekuwa very important kutuambia from perspective ya singers, sana contemporary modern singers, what they've noticed their reference pool is apart from their emotions. Edna amerudi, ni aje? Ningetaka sana kujua if you can share some perspective with us regarding that. Kuna song called Harness Power ya Genetic. Oh wow. And 1183 nimetaja hip hop natives with Liquid na the God Apollo. Kuna hiyo ni ya aspect ya Greek mythology na pia kuna aspect ya Egypt mythology, Egypt history and such. So hata nimekumbuka hii nini Harness Power toka Harness Power jicho moja la Horus. There's hizo references tramongele Isis na Horus. Harness Power toka jicho la Horus. Harness Power. After hapa I'm just naisha tu kusikia 1183. Street Justice ya Romi akirifa to Bantu, Mwaura, only Romi. Then there's that court scene that ana depict before ahukumiwe. It's just beautiful. I pledge insanity. I pledge the court. I pledge insanity. Come court. I plead insanity. Come court. Mini Ngugi, mini Bantu Mwaura, mini your court. Mini Ogot. Mini Bantu Mwaura, mini Ogot. Grace Ogot. Na Ngugi Othiongo Bantu. Enyewe hip hop imededi. Hip hop imededi. Sijapata ingoma nasaka, nikataka to change tumalize nayo because that's where tumeenda. I could play Republic, iko nini. Niko tafuta imposters, hiyo reference ya prophylactics. Republic or Revolution? Republic, I play Republic. Michelle Ongaro for the first time. Niaje Ongaro? Nimepitia. So with this tunaweza maliza. This ended up becoming 2 hours and 30 minutes plus. So if you're watching this later, what I said at the beginning obviously it makes sense. That this will be short. Wapi. Edna na Hazel lastly Kama kuna any points ningeshukuru sana mkipatia perspective. DMB pia kuna perspective ya R&B. Hiyo Mujara ni mtu wa R&B mbaya. DMB ni an R&B singer. For singers, what are your observations in terms of your pools of reference? Your modern R&B ni male singers calling their partners bitches. Sirauka alikuwa anasema zinakuanga lazy and uninspired, kwanza with trying to be in the zeitgeist by mentioning current popping shit. It happens a lot. Na nilisema what that does for the reference. It's two-sided. Juu kuna capturing what is happening for the fun and the humor. While it's still hot, it's laughable, but ukisikia sana, after a few listens, it gets tired. And then ukisikia years later, you remember what it captured, but it's no longer impactful as a bar, as a line, as a lyric. Something that I've also noticed when singers try to do hizo references, huku hivi, nilisema kwa review, whom were we reviewing? Sijui kama ni Koyo, but I said whenever singers try to do that, ina sounding corny to me. But none of this matters. So for R&B, Romeo and Juliet is one of the most overused reference. Romeo na Julieta, Adamu na Hawa, Romeo na Julia, wawili wakipendana hugeuza dunia. From Della's Pauko Pakawa featuring BNA. Na nimesema hivyo nikakumbuka Sauti Sol, lakini nilisema earlier with the perceptions za women, but outside of that, references zao to kina Tomboya, kina Jaramogi, whom everyone refers to. You pia for singers who sing about the revolution, kutumtajia Marcus Garvey na Bob Marley na Mandela na Haile Selassie. Amsomi ama, of course Amsomi to establish. Why am I asking the rhetorical? With what this has become, Muziki ya Wiki premiering in few hours, around 10 hours. Muziki ya Wiki 11 at 11 a.m. 22nd August. Why are you like this, Nini? Nini, Edna? Sina beefu. We are done here. Tunaweza peana our recommendations sasa that tumongelea references. Tutoke hapa. Like this is like how. Lava love, relationships, sex, drugs, clubbing and having fun, na violence. Hizi ndizo our basic reference points za Kenyan music. Recommendations zikuje now that tumeestablish hakuna anything else kuhusu R&B. Romeo na Julia apart from that. Oh, na nini? The other one is getting money and becoming successful. So getting money and becoming successful ties to stories za clubbing and having fun. Na the male species kuongelea wanawake au zitai pamoja na kubrag. Who is he? Who? Fadhili Itulia. That's the direction tunaenda. Kenyan songs kama last week. Is it just me that it's Odorno's mine? Hazel, DMB, Irauka. Kenyan songs only. These nakumbuka kuna ngoma nilikuwa nasikia kwa Nganya nikienda tao jana, ni ngoma ya bongo. It's so the DJ alimix alicheza after ngoma ya che rumba che rumba. So the following song that alicheza ilikuwa tu a melody aliiba, sijui if it's the same artist. Say sexy mama, say sexy mama, say something. Sexy mama, sexy something, but alizi play hivi ilikuwa Zambia unadu. Was this deliberate? Of course it was deliberate, but is this the same artist ama kunaendaje? But that song pia ilinichosha kwa sababu the entire song anataja tu celebrities whom they consider sexy. Whom do I remember? I remember Vera Sidika. Maybe because namjua, I couldn't figure out who the other people alitaja were. But that's the entire song. Ikanikumbusha Otile Brown, favorite wa Abe na Kafura also has such a song. Anataja kina Edith Kimani, Betty Chalo, I think Vera, and the like. Yeah, madenge lazima atajwe kwa mangoma. What's a song without doing that? Kaa tuna recommendations zingine, tunatoka hapa tumalize hii shughuli. Yo. Irauka alipeana ngoma zake zote zikaisha last week. When you don't have your usual options, Tetushani, Mau from Nowhere, Achieng, who else do you listen to? And Barbara Wangoi, who else do you listen to? Nyi pia mnasikia to the same people. Naona sana. The Kenyan music scene is just need to place your repetition to yani. Everything is repetition. The people you are listening to, the references artists make. Hazel amesema hana for today. Hazel is a serious scholar. Hajasikiza mziki. Somea mtihani. Sichangi, Saki Place, I think that features Karu, hiyo ni ya Irauka. This is from Soundtrack to a Heartbreak. Tulia review last year. Ilikuwa kwa list zetu za top albums of 2022. Ujara sijui kama uko na ngoma yoyote. My two songs ni Nani ya Eriko Inaina nisema I bring from last week. The last one ni Anchor that I referred to earlier ya Njoki Karu. I was to finish with a different song, but tumongelea references and layering. I will change what I wanted to play as we conclude. Imi Elias Iminza Echoes in the Wind. This is from EP yake Roots and Wings. Echoes in the Wind is such a such a go listen to that song by Iminza. Echoes in the Wind. I think ilikuwa the closing song kwa hiyo project. Na mwanze pia kuniambia nyimbo sijasikiza. Mmesikia? Of course hakuna mtu anajua ngoma nilianza nayo. Of course. Anyway, nanye nasema hiyo fact ya Soundtrack to a Heartbreak making it to top albums zenyu za 2020 at least nakumbuka. Thank you Edna. Lakini ni last year, si 2020. 2020 we were lost. We were only listening to hip hop. And then I chose to save these youngins. I know they want to die early, but I chose to save them still. Nika expand the horizons, wakaanza kusikiza vitu zingine, ndo waka find different things to like. The likes of Jack Muguna, for example, Sichangi, though hip hop but something else. Karun, ilikuwa 2021. Edna me correct, yes, last year. The likes of Kinoti, the likes of Navalayo, Michelle Gatuiku, the obvious. DMB pia ana wimbo amesema na take note of what is being recommended. As usual, Mujera Easy playlist, you can find them on YouTube. Nitajikunywa maji, as well as Spotify na Apple. You can find all of them there. So is it just me, Afadhili, mine, Yadisaudur, those two from Edna, Saki Place by Sichangi, Echoes in the Wind by Iminza from Irauka, Iliyokuwa Inaina's Nani na Anchor by Njoki Karu are my recommendations. With that, nimesema ngoma nilianza nayo, hakuna mtu anajua. If you hear this, find to the video. If you're watching this baadaye, ewe ni wa maana. Nashukuru sana. Yes, this ended up really getting close to 3 hours. Katungongelea theme ya mwisho niko done kitambo. The first song was called T-Amp by a duo called Kala. of course ujui hiyo ngoma. And the last one ngoma nimetaja ni Republic by Genetic and Shahidi. This one is part of Rift album ya 1183 released in January 2014. Hey, mini OG by the way. After this, go back to your miserable life. Misery upenda company, utamit marapa kwa makundi, marapa kwa kikundi, said a philosopher. Shukran sana for your time and for joining another Sanaa kwa Sana Sunday session. Asante sana.
Good, honest, hard-working people continue to elect these rich cocksuckers who don't give a fuck about them. They don't give a fuck about you. They don't give a fuck about you. They don't care.
Obtain press ni publish. Rabisha who witness wa great republic. Before collide na life bullets in public. Tuali demonstrate na peace. Oh shh. I mean alileta scammy shots of magicians. I like them na bull rabbits. Na other creatures. Example errors kwa budget. Demons kwa palace. Weapons kwa sashes. Prison charges after Saudi ya gavel. I'm proud of this republic. Blessed jackpot. Hata kuwa polisi wa traffic ni tragic. Kutrust zile vitu za plastic. Jutapata hata mesha za mama pima ni drastic. Saifu kuzeni press ni tarnish. Hii place ni flip page ni bring message kwa masses. Audience ya mboya karaoke. Pinto kwa casket ina clap ni kisnap. Kamba za puppet, skeletons closet na chini ya carpet. Zilitoa maoni barua ikiwa drafted. Past tense huwa deserted. Kwa page za historia, monuments na statues. Maumau, huu ni karatasi kwa kitabu. Tazama coin, ukicheki kimati. Punguza mbachi, wako dead and gone. Familia consolation statue. Fruits za labor kuoza kabla kuonja utamu. Siku hizi hata kuwaza iko na kafi. For example, preacher kupeleka values club. Kuzia head warifa, injili ya Matthew. Maji ya uzima kwa pipe dreams evaporate after skudatu. Sahi kila mtu prophet after kupredict cointos. Sanity nafuata, ghost ya Isa Mosmos. Kondo kupotoshwa na lipstick na lip gloss. Kwa mdomo ya nguruwe kufollow leader kwa dance floor. Wako busy wakishan the west. Tazama reality TV, uniambie nani wana ape. Mwisho wa mwaka wako kwa lane wakingojea awards za CNN. Severinity my foot and mouth disease. Kasiezi express undergo vasectomy to protect your unborn children. Wako better off for imagination than his system. Bless only me a statistic for matrix. Na life ni game, unabondwa na blocks za Tetris.
Forget the politicians. The politicians are put there to give you the idea that you have freedom of choice. You don't. You have no choice. You have owners. They own you. They own everything. They own all the important land. They own and control the corporations. They've long since bought and paid for the Senate, the Congress, the state houses, the city halls. They got the judges in their back pockets. And they own all the big media companies, so they control just about all of the news and information you get to hear. They got you by the balls.
My first assignment, scholars wa planetary realignment. Niko detached kwa solitary confinement. Nilitap cosmos strings, nikajidistance na earthly things. Na crack barriers na diabolical prophecy. Revolution ni clock ina 13 numbers. Na descendants wa sans wengi. Kidole yangu ndogo ni Samaria billion galaxy psychopaths. Niki-expose odysseys na fallacies. Hii ni first quarter, walitumia million of money kwa Rex statue ya Dedan Kimathi. Na bibi yake alikuwa squatter. True fighters kwa grave, unmarked. Na land grabbers wakiundiwa memorial parks. Past iliandikwa kwa historia. Future itamuliwa na nuclear weapons. Nikipalm read mikono za maiti. Nishajua plans za Mungu na ibilisi. Tunatembea kwa edges za nails. Penye tumetoka ni footprints na bleeding brains. Mascot kwa polster high voltage. Formalin ya pombe. Maiti zinafanywa assaulting kwa kote.
Where they tell you what to believe all day long, beating you over the head in their media, telling you what to believe, what to
Maji
think.
ni poison. 3/4 ya population na
Nakuru
kuri
kuna
kuna
meno
meno
tinted.
Digital world, kutana na mapoko advance kwa mwili. Wako na
Slow
smoke
to
ya
swipe plastic money.
Watoto wale langu kas kabla ya kusema mami. Self sodom imekuwa organ. Society ni stale. Fortune zilitengenezwa wakiuza vitu zimeandikwa
Not for sale.
Ban plastic containers imekuwa mad after hii population iliventure kwa plastic surgery. Wakiseparate umbilical cord na plates zimefanya kutu. Rust kwa artery, challenge language of gods. Homegrown coffins zinafufuliwa prematurely na floods. Dope casket yangu haitakuwa washed downstream. Madem wanajipaka kansa kwa ngozi. Nani alikwambia beauty ni kuwa na brown skin? Divorce lawyers na makalamu ndio Solomon azaliwe. Utaikuwa kwa frontline but najua third world war itakuwa online. Inject maiti na sleeping tablet. Watoto midomo zao bado zinanuka maziwa ya mama, wanakuthreaten na kisu kwa gali. In my last days surrounded na medicine za kienyeji na liberate ashes za Wangare Maathai. Songs za miti zikimba freedom scriptures kwa dawa za miti shamba. Health ni free but utakushona wood na kamba ya kiatu. Alien figures na veins nyeusi za Jezebel daughters kwa mazishi ya Santa. Freedom itakuja bila review, design ya Sanda. Sanda.
The table is tilted, folks. The game is rigged. And nobody seems to notice. Nobody seems to care. Good, honest, hard-working people. White collar, blue collar, doesn't matter what color shirt you have on. Good, honest, hard-working people continue. These are people of modest means. Continue to elect these rich cocksuckers who don't give a fuck about them. They don't give a fuck about you. They don't give a fuck about you. They don't care about you at all. At all. At all.
If you're this far after the fact, usikuweka Edna, usisinzie while you're watching this, then ukuja kwa our next live uanze kucomplain that sikusema majina ya hizi nyimbo nimecheza. Asante for your understanding. Costa ni aje amekuja tukimaliza. Asante for being here. Asante for taking the time. Tuonane kwa another Sunday session. If you're watching this later, see you kwa another video. There are so many of this. Tembea, zuru maeneo.